What is going on, guys? It is Wyatt, and today we are back here in the shop, not working on my project for once. We're actually going to be working on a customer's truck today. That guy there is a 2008 LMM Duramax powered GMC, and today we're going to be replacing the turbocharger on it.
Y'all want some fucking cheeseburgers? Friendly hill wit redneck. Hi.
I haven't torn into the truck just yet to see how bad the turbocharger is, but I already know it's in pretty rough shape. If we look in here, I went ahead and removed our hot side intercooler pipe, and down there on the outlet of the turbocharger, you can see a nice puddle of oil coming from that guy. It also sprayed over here onto the master cylinder and all of this area here. Now, I didn't even run the truck very long, and it's already sprayed out that much oil, and we also have a bunch down here on this cardboard that is being soaked up. A quick tip for you guys is if you do experience a turbocharger failure on one of these trucks, you're going to want to make sure to turn the truck off as soon as you can, and also come under here and unhook the driver's side intercooler pipe right at the outlet of the turbo, as I've done here. Now, the reason for doing that is because when these turbochargers fail, they're actually going to fill the intake and exhaust system full of engine oil, and worst case scenario, the truck will actually have a runaway because it's running on its own engine oil. So with that oil being pumped into the intake, when these trucks are hot enough, it'll actually suck in that oil and start to run on it. So you can turn the key off all you want, but the truck's gonna rev up and continue to run on that oil until it burns it all off, which is no bueno. That is the worst case scenario. Best case, you don't have any problem with it, but it's still going to be pushing a little bit of oil into the intercooler, and it's a pain in the ass to clean those. So the sooner you can get that pipe off there to alleviate the oil going into the intake system, the better off you're going to be. So just a quick tip there. Let's go ahead and start tearing into this thing. So there's two primary ways to look at doing a turbocharger replacement on a Duramax engine. The first one is you can spend 13 hours bent over the hood of this thing, working from the top and only from the top on removing the turbocharger, which I've done before, and it is doable, but it's kind of a pain in the ass because there's not a lot of room back by the firewall. And if you ever have something go wrong, like a broken bolt or a stripped bolt, there is literally no room back there to work on that, to correct that. So the method that I actually prefer is to pull the transmission. I can have one of these transmissions out in about an hour, so it's no big deal to do so. So yeah, that's what we're gonna go ahead and do today. We're gonna remove the transmission. Along with removing that, it gets you a ton more room to work on the backside of the engine there. You'll see later on in this video kind of why it's a pain in the ass to get back there and why I actually prefer to pull the transmission to do these. So let's go ahead and get this thing on the lift and start getting that out so I can show you guys kind of why I prefer that method. So we're gonna start with disassembling everything on the top of the engine. So that means intake, intercooler piping, coolant feed lines to the turbocharger, electronics for the turbocharger, all of that stuff. There's not too terribly much that needs to come apart on the top side, so we're gonna knock that out first. Then we're gonna put the truck up on the lift to get the transmission pulled and start unhooking everything on the backside. And hopefully we get this turbocharger out today so I can show you guys just how bad it is. So yeah, let's go ahead, hop into a time lapse and get this thing done. So with the transmission removed from the truck, we now have a ton more room to get up here and work on the back side of the turbocharger. As you can see, we have our downpipe here. We need to go ahead and remove this guy, as well as remove our manifold up pipes here so that we can pull the turbocharger out. We also need to remove the oil drain line that goes into the top of this backing plate, which is kind of a pain to get to from the top as well. So we're gonna go ahead and start on that, but before we do that, I don't know how well you guys will be able to see it, but you can see just how tight it is between the firewall and the engine from the top side, and it's even worse when you're up there trying to mess around with all this crap, trying to get these bolts loose and whatnot. So that is why I do prefer to pull the transmission out and just give myself a lot more room to work on all this. So we're gonna go ahead and get all this disassembled, get the turbocharger pulled out and take a look at it, and then get the new one installed. To the left here, we have our new turbocharger. This is actually built by a local company to me that does all of our Duramax, Cummins, and Power Stroke drop-in turbos, as well as pretty much any other turbo-related stuff that you guys could need. So it's really awesome having him local. He does a great job on these, nice warranty. All these are balanced and set up, ready to go. So this guy here is just a stock rebuild with a billet compressor wheel in it. He also offers, specifically for the Duramaxes, upgrades to like 63, 64, and 68 millimeter compressors, as well as exducer sizes, a whole bunch of cool stuff there. So if you guys are in the market for a replacement turbocharger, or you're looking to upgrade, feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram or leave a comment down below and I can get you set up with one of these turbos. I am a dealer for him. Quick turnaround times, a little bit less expensive than say like a Dan's diesel turbo or whatnot. They all perform great. So yeah, there's that, my little sales pitch. If you guys are in need of something though, feel free to hit me up and I can get you set up with one of these bad boys. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get this thing installed in the truck so that I can go home and get some sleep. So the new turbocharger is installed. It's sitting pretty down there in the engine bay. It's pretty funny how you can barely even see these things once everything else is back assembled on these trucks. They have it packed, it's so far down in there, which also makes it a pain in the ass to work on, but I digress. So next up, we are going to get all the exhaust stuff reinstalled and then get the transmission stuff back in this truck and then get this thing fired up and back on the road. Well guys, I got the truck all back together and it is outside of the shop warming up right now. I didn't film a whole lot of it because it's just the same as tearing it apart, but in reverse. So I didn't think you guys wanted to watch the same thing twice. But anyways, we are getting ready to take it around the block. I got it topped off with ATF, coolant, made sure there was no leaks. Also checked it for any codes. We have no codes right now. And also checked the turbo for proper function. So the last thing to do is take it around the block, make sure it is going to perform well, and then I'll let the customer know it is ready to come get it. So let's jump into the truck real quick and see what it does out on the road. Well guys, we're out on the road and the first thing I gotta tell you is the tires on this thing make for a very annoying ride. So if you can hear them whining, I am sorry. But the turbo is working really good. We finally got the truck up to temperature, so it is saying the coolant level is low, and that's because it's hard to get these trucks to burp unless you get them hot enough to where the thermostat's open. So when we get back, we can top that off and double check the truck for any leaks. But so far it is doing really good and the turbo is working perfect like it should. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip around, head back to the shop. And once I turn around, we'll do a little pull on it and let you guys hear it and see how it performs. So this truck is pretty much stock, just has tuning on it and some modified other pieces. But other than that, it is relatively stock with the turbocharger and a billet wheel in it. So it'll give you an idea of what you can expect if you're looking to do one of these drop-in replacement turbos with just a billet wheel upgrade. So let's go ahead, turn around real quick, see what this thing can do on a little pull, and then head back to the shop. Well guys, we got the truck back here in the shop. I went ahead and looked it over for leaks. We have none, which is a good sign. Also went ahead and topped it off with coolant. So it is now 100% ready to go. So I'm gonna give the customer a call, let him know he can come pick his truck up. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I don't usually upload these kind of videos just because in previous ones I've mentioned that uploading diesel how-to videos is kind of like biting the hand that feeds you. But if you guys did enjoy this one or this style of video, not so much of a how-to, but mainly just showing you what I'm working on, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below or by leaving a like on this video. If you guys want to see more stuff like this, you know, let me know there as well. But yeah, with that being said, I think I'm going to get this thing pulled out and start working on the race truck so that I can get a new video on that for you guys. And I guess we'll see you once I have that one done. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you later. Peace.